It is clear that Israel is guilty of grave war crimes in Gaza. It is not necessary to hear any claims by the Palestinians to know this. It is only necessary to see the casualty figures, which have not been seriously challenged and are included in the report of the International Court of Justice, and to read reports by the Israeli media and by Western media which supports Israel. More than 13,000 children have been killed in Gaza out of more than 25,000 deaths. These children were not combatants. UN Women found that around 70% of those killed in Gaza are women and children, including 2 mothers an hour since the beginning of the Israeli attack. The great majority of the women will not have been combatants. The UN estimates that 1.9 million people have been displaced. The International Court of Justice quotes statements by senior Israeli figures such as that all the civilian population in Gaza is ordered to leave immediately. They will not receive a drop of water or a single battery until they leave the world. These actions are so serious that the International Court of Justice has decided that a prima facie, that is plausible and worthy of trial, case exists against Israel under the Genocide Convention. Israel and the United States have become almost totally internationally isolated over Gaza. The US used its UN Security Council veto 3 times since 7 October to block resolutions demanding an immediate Gaza ceasefire. In UN General Assembly votes in favour of an immediate ceasefire, the US has found itself in a tiny minority against a global majority. On 27 October 2023, the UN General Assembly passed a resolution calling for an immediate Gaza ceasefire and unhindered access to humanitarian aid. 120 countries voted in favour. 14 countries voted against, including the US and Israel. At the UN General Assembly on 12 December 2023, 153 countries voted for an immediate humanitarian ceasefire, with only 10 countries voting against, including the US and Israel. There should not be the slightest doubt that it is the United States which is making possible this murderous assault on Gaza, which has now been judged so serious by the International Court of Justice that it meets the conditions for judging whether it constitutes genocide. In November 2023, IDF Major General Brick explained Israel's dependence on the US in the clearest terms. He said, "All of our missiles, the ammunition, the precision-guided bombs, all the aeroplanes and the bombs, it's all from the US. The moment they turn off the tap, you can't keep fighting. You have no capability. Everyone understands that we can't fight this war without the United States, period." The US provides Israel with $3.8 billion in military aid annually, and between 7 October and 25 December 2023, the US has sent 230 cargo planes and 20 ships loaded with weapons and military equipment to Israel. There should be no illusions about the fact that it is the US that is ultimately responsible for the atrocities in Gaza, as the US could bring an end to the war at any time. It is the United States, unfortunately with the complicity of some other Western countries, and in defiance of the overwhelming number of countries in the world, which has made possible Israel's cross-border military action in disregard of the most basic rights of citizens. It is therefore vital that the weight of international opinion, countries and organisations is brought to bear on the United States, which can halt Israel's actions at any time.